You're in a conversation, you're making a point you care about, and you can just see it. They're not really there with you. Or you walk into a room, you bring your energy, your ideas, and it's like you're a ghost. It's like you made no impact at all. And the easiest thing in the world is to just shrug it off, to just tell yourself, hey, that's just life. But that feeling, that little sting in your chest from being overlooked, that's telling you the truth. It is not normal. And you absolutely do not have to accept it. So here's the thing you have to get. That feeling, it's just a symptom. It's not the actual problem. The real reason is usually hiding in plain sight, and it's often embodied by the exact opposite of invisibility. You've seen it. There's a type of person who just never seems to have this problem. Just think about it for a second. You've met this guy, he walks into a room, and the whole energy just shifts. But you can't figure out why. He's not loud, he's not making a big scene. He just has this unavoidable presence. And you feel yourself adjusting to him without even thinking about it.
And that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Why? Why does he have that effect on a room? Why do you and everyone else almost instinctively adjust to him? Well, it's not some kind of magic. It's a structure. And that's exactly what we're going to break down.
Okay, so what's so fascinating here is that this completely goes against all the usual advice we get. We're told over and over again that the most important thing is just to be a good man. But here's a hard truth. Being good and being effective are two very different things. And this right here is the trap. The advice is always be calm, be agreeable, be safe. And look, it sounds good, it sounds noble, but what's the actual result? You become predictable. And predictable people, well, they are easy to ignore, they're easy to replace, and ultimately, they're really easy to dismiss. You're left with zero leverage. This brings us right back to our main idea, unavoidable presence. And let's be super clear about what this means. This is not about being the loudest guy in the room. It's not about being aggressive. It is a fundamental structure. It's a quiet, undeniable influence that enters the room before you do. It's felt long before it's understood. So, how is this presence even built? Well, the first pillar is the most basic tool we all have, our words. But listen, it's not just what you say. It's all about how your words are structured, how they're delivered. Just look at the divide here. On one side, you've got the unclear man. His words stumble, he gets emotional, he loses his train of thought. On the other side is the precise man. He's operating from a place of clear thinking. His tone is controlled, his words have weight because they're built on a solid structure. They land exactly where he wants them to. And believe me, the stakes are so much higher than just winning some argument. When your communication is weak, you don't just lose the point you were trying to make. You lose your position. You lose your footing. And then everything else starts to slide. Clarity is, in itself, a form of power. But here's the thing. Even the clearest, most powerful words can just disappear into thin air if you're the only one saying them. So the next layer of this presence isn't about your own individual strength. It's about creating alignment. It's about influence. Influence is this weird, quiet thing. It works like an invisible current in a river. It's not about forcing anyone to do anything. It's about shaping their perception. Because once you shape what people believe, what they fear, and what they want, their behavior just follows. Naturally, your impact multiplies. All right, so you've got clear words, you have growing influence. This is the point where most men make a huge mistake. They become visible, and in becoming visible, they become predictable. And predictability is the absolute enemy of leverage. I mean, just look at this path. It's a downward spiral. It starts so simply, with just craving a little attention. That craving leads you to reveal everything, your plans, your thoughts, your worries. Once you're an open book, you can be mapped. And once you're mapped, you're predictable. And that means you can be controlled. This all boils down to one critical rule. Information is leverage. Every piece of it you give away for free reduces your leverage. The man with that unavoidable presence, he gets this. He manages what people know about him very, very carefully. And this is what that looks like in the real world. The unreadable man, he builds quietly. He adjusts his plans in private. He executes without broadcasting every single move. So when the result finally shows up, it feels like it came out of nowhere. Everyone's left asking, wait, where did he come from? And by then, it's way too late. But even with clarity, influence, and being unreadable, there is one final layer. And if you don't get this one right, the whole thing can fall apart. Because what people believe about you is almost always more powerful than the objective truth. I want you to really let this one sink in. Your actual strength, your actual weakness, that's secondary. What really matters is what people perceive it to be. Sometimes appearing too strong just invites a challenge, and other times being underestimated is the greatest weapon you have. Managing that perception is the highest level of this entire game. So let's put it all together. Remember that guy from the beginning, the one you feel before you even understand him? This is his blueprint. He speaks with total clarity. He inspires that quiet alignment. He stays unreadable, and he is a master at managing perception. It's that combination that creates the unavoidable presence. And I really need to be crystal clear on this point. This journey, this whole idea, it's not about learning how to be dangerous or how to be aggressive. It's about shedding the things that make you weak. It's about getting rid of hesitation. It's about killing that desperate need to be seen by everyone. And it's about eliminating a lack of control. When you boil it all down, it comes to this one simple truth. The world is already noisy enough. It does not need more loud men trying to get attention. What it rewards, time and time again, is the man who is prepared, the man who has done the real work in quiet and is ready to act with precision. Because when you finally shed everything that makes you easy to ignore, what's left behind is precision. What's left is clarity. And that is where the real work begins.